Hi everyone, my name is Steph, this is the Novelty Corner, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to my August TBR. We are not bothering with a reset this month because it's not happening. Mostly because I'm trying to film like 10 videos in a row. It is currently the 27th of July, which means we are kind of close to the end of the month, but not quite so end of the month where I feel comfortable with wrapping up my stats because I still have, 4 days to read things. We're going to go through all the usual things. I'm going to set my TBR and then hopefully get back into resets in coming months, maybe. What have I realized? Hockey season over here totally stuffs up my weekends in a really positive way. It just means that filming time is questionable. So my stats as of the 27th of July that I have read 57 books, 9,220 pages, and I've had 11 rereads, most of which were picture books and most of which were one picture book because I had to read it multiple times because we were reading it multiple times at work. And as I said, this year I am genuinely tracking everything that I read, including the books that I read at work, which means that occasionally something is going to appear on the list multiple times in a week. And that's what happened this week as we were reading Rose Meets Mr. Wintergarten many times over. Do with that what you will. I actually have a top 3 and a worst 3 books this month, which normally I'm good with the top 3 books, but the worst 3 books I've not been keeping up on, but I had some doozies this month. My top 3 favourite books were Magic Counting by Nabeel Kahn, which was a children's board book, counting book that I just absolutely loved. It's gorgeous. The First Astronomers by Duane, Hamarcher and Indigenous Elders, which was a non-fiction book all about First Nations astronomy here in Australia. The primary author and researcher is an American living in Australia. His work was deeply informed by the Indigenous elders and the communities that he worked with. So this book was just really great if you're interested in that sort of thing. And also Follow Me to the Yew Tree by Desiree M. Nicoli, which I just absolutely loved. And my worst books of the month were Eros by Cantrell, which was the one that I just blanked out everything of because it was totally nondescript for me. Persephone by Lev Grossman, just because I didn't like it at all. And Eden by Nyssa, Kathryn, which was not a bad book, it just disappointed me because I wanted it to go in a different way and it just wasn't executed in the way that I thought it was going to be. Then we have the Bingo Board from Hell check-in. So this is my challenge for the month. I recently upped all of the categories and changed some of them out. So we've got a new board that I was tracking for this month. For my 75 audiobook challenge, I'm now currently sitting at 55 audiobooks. For my read 75% of my pre-2024 physical TBR, I'm at 55.5%. For my read 80% of my 2024 physical TBR, I'm at 73%. For my challenge to read 50 middle grade books, I'm sitting at 38 books read. For my read 80% of my set TBR each month, I completed this, but only because I basically DNF'd everything on this list. This last month did not quite go so well, but the fact is that my rule for achieving this square is that if I have actually genuinely tried the books and DNF'd them and cleared them off and I'm not planning on picking them up again, they count as being completed. So I did scrape in on this one this month. It was an interesting reading month. Let's just put it that way. For my challenge to finish or catch up on 18 series now, I've completed another one. I completed the Boundland series, so I'm now sitting on 11 series completed. I have a couple that only have one book, which I'm hoping to get through next month just to finish off a couple more series. For my challenge to read 20 non-fiction titles, I've now read 18, which is great. One of my new challenges was to read 2 non-romance books a month, which I did complete because I read 20 non-romance books. That very rarely happens. Like, this is just because I was doing the Australian Readathon and a lot of the books that I read were not romance books. So that's great. Do not expect to do that any other month this year. And then for the challenge to read 100% of my unread rare 2023 books, I'm currently sitting at 90.4% read. So I only have a handful of authors and or books left to read, which is great. Which then brings us into the TBR. So I have a couple of priority reads this month. Priority reads are anything that I have to read for a project or a reading project. Like I have to read Sanctuary by Ilona. That's coming out at the end of the month for July, and I'll be reading it because we will have a live show in August. I think it's August the 10th for me, so it must be August the 9th for everyone else in the Northern Hemisphere. We're going to be talking about that. It's Roman's book. I'm really excited. The other thing that falls under priority reads are any review titles that I'm reading after release. And that's just because of my bad timing, really. I did not get to the Raven's Eye Runaways by Claire Mabey this month, so I'm going to try and read it again in August. I just need to get it done. And also Queen of Dogs by Jo Weathstone, which was sent to me by the author, so thank you very much to the author for this. And this is another middle fiction story, but it's a contemporary with lots and lots of dogs. So I'm looking forward to that. And then for any review titles that I have received for the month, so far I only have one. It's High from Outer Space by Fiona Katauskas, which is a book from Allen and Unwin, so thank you very much to them for sending it to me. And it's about aliens landing on Earth, first contact. I'm kind of excited. So those are all like middle fiction titles, which brings us to our next category, which is the deck of TBR. I did set up the new cards. I wasn't going to until I finished all the other ones, but what I realized is I couldn't remember what was on any of the cards. So I've just reattached the books that I wanted to read, and I have new books on here as well. I am kind of slowly getting through this project, but the last couple of months have been a little bit tricky for it. So we're just going to keep persisting, because why not? I actually have my coin this time, so let's go with a card in the middle. Let's just drop the card on the floor. Oh, fun. Okay. So it is Love Flushed by Evie Mitchell. So here it is. I haven't gone back to reread this in a while, so I'm really excited that it's on here. This is going to be fun. Next up is the Kindle Backlist Star Jar. I did add some new titles, so I'm going to try and get one from the bottom, because that kind of defeats the purpose of having a backlist. Let's go with this one. I am getting better at opening these. Now, this one says the Alpha Warlocks Claim, which was a book that I DNF'd. I think it was part of a reading blog, so let's try again. Oh, breaking the star. Just when I thought I was, you know, getting better. Clearly not. Okay. This one says Faceoff. That could be anything. Okay, so this one, it's a hockey romance. I knew it was a hockey romance, but it is by Stephanie Kay. So we'll be giving that one a shot. Okay, next on the list is the Rare Spinner Wheel. This is what's left. Oh no. Okay. So this is the anthology, which, to be honest, is totally fine because I've technically already started it. Pause, please. Okay, so the anthology that I picked up is, I did pick up a couple of anthologies while I was there. I did get the rare one, which I've already read. But this is the Hell Hath No Fury anthology. And I have two of these. This is volume 1. And they're all just little novellas and short stories. I've already started. My goal will be to get through volume 1. Why do I do these things to myself? Then my next category is my middle fiction and young adult spinner wheel. What do we get? So this is Ramona the Brave. It is by Beverly Cleary, who I know is a really popular author who I have not read. So we'll give this one a shot, and it's not very long, which is great. I'm feeling positive about this one. That'll also be a really good one I can take into work. So getting it read is important. In terms of the oldest book on my KU TBR at the moment, it is Wild Temptation by Hope Ford. So I will hopefully be reading that as well. And for the Buzzwordathon, Readathon, the word is like, and I think I only had one book. Let's just double check. And that is A Lot Like Adios by Alexis, Daria. So hopefully I'll get to that this month as well. Here is, some of my TBR for the month. And hopefully I just mood read my way through the rest of August, because I need a mood reading month. In the comments below, I'd love to know, what are you planning on picking up in August? What is your most anticipated book that you would like to read? Feel free to let me know down below. Is there anything that I should prioritize sooner rather than later? Share all that good stuff down below. Otherwise, feel free to share a book stack emoji just to let me know that you're here. I hope that wherever you're in the world, you're staying safe and healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.